Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is Pages and Stitches. Today is January 23rd, Sunday, and I am excited to have you here today. This is my third Flosstube video. I'm in a new spot today. Today I'm in my living room because I wanted to go over some different stuff today. I have my dog on a pillow right next to me, so if you hear whimpering or barking or see me reaching over to pet, that's what I'm doing. But before I get started, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who's subscribed in the last couple weeks, who's kind of taken a gander at some of my videos and decided that they want to come back for more and see what's going on. So that's really cool. I've kind of chatted with a couple of you in the comments. If you're new here, drop a comment, say hello, because I would love to get to know you. If you are a Flosstuber yourself, typically what I'll do is I'll go check out your channels, and if you have videos, then I'll look through them too and subscribe back to you. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for that, because that's been really cool just to kind of see who's sticking around and who's got something to say. It was pointed out to me also that for my first couple videos, my comments were turned off. And that's been fixed now. The issue that I was having, that I didn't realize I was having, is that as of January 1st this year, according to a new child safety law for YouTube or for internet resources, whenever you upload a video, you have to indicate whether or not it's made for children, which I thought was just like asking us if it was safe for children to view. And I was like, yeah, totally. Kids can watch my videos. There's nothing weird here. But in saying it was made for children, what they do is they disable certain features to protect kids and like how they interact with the content. So it turns off your comments. And I didn't know that. But so I went back through and I fixed it. It was weird saying that my Flosstube videos weren't made for kids. It felt like I was saying like we talk about scandalous stuff in these videos, which obviously we don't. But anyways, so if you watched my welcome, or if you watched my first two stash parades for Flosstube or for Quilter's Corner, and you had a question about something, you can go back now and leave a comment if you wanted to before, because those comments are turned on. Hey, Future Kelly here. I was editing my video and I realized I didn't do my reader's update, so I'm jumping back in real quick. I had to pull out my ring light and everything real quick. So I finished my last book that I told you I was reading, and I started the Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. And this is a big book. She's a big girl. It's basically like a giant fantasy series all wrapped into one book. So that is what I'm reading right now. Okay, so I'm in a new spot today because I wanted to show you A, my stitchy spot, and then B, I had a couple questions. Some people reached out to me about the supplies that I use as far as like my frames and needle minders and stuff. So I just wanted to kind of go over. I mean, I stitch downstairs. I'm downstairs. I'm not in my sewing room today. I'm in front of my TV, which is right behind you, because this is where I stitch. It's either here on the couch, or you can see over this way. There's a desk right there that currently has a frame on it, and that's the other place that I stitch whenever I need to stitch tabletop. So okay, so let's get started. The first thing I wanted to show you guys was the Arabesque frames that I've been using, which is what this project is on. That's my woodland castle. And here I've got my blue fancy lady on one of those frames. It's just a scroll frame, and it's got scroll bars and like these extender bars. I don't even know what you call them. But I got these frames on Amazon, and they attach to these legs that are like Z-shaped back here, and you can adjust the joints on the legs to make them bend whichever way you want to. So these are awesome. I had another scroll frame that you had to like sew your material into, and that was a pain in the butt. So I liked these because these have these clips that there's a groove in the bar, and you stick your fabric over it, and then this clip is like, it's got like teeth on it, and it clips over into that groove, and you just pull it down and it attaches your fabric that way, and on this side too, but you can't see. So it's easier than having to stitch your fabric onto your frame, I think, and then it comes in a bajillion different sizes. So I'm gonna link the Amazon link down below where I got them. You can buy a full set that comes with the legs, like these little legs that you can adjust, or you can buy just the frames. So I bought a full set with the legs, and then I bought frames in every single size they offer. So there's 3 sizes of these bars on the side. There's the small ones, which are on this project, and those just have these 2 holes, and then the middle hole where the legs connect. There's the medium, which is what this project is on, which has an additional set of holes. And then I also have the large bars, and it's got a 3rd hole. So, I mean, in theory, this can be used for a small, medium, or large project, just depending on how you want to set it up on the bars. And then the scroll bars themselves are offered in 4 different sizes, and I have all the sizes. So this is the smallest size, and this is a 12.5 inch. I'm just referencing my notes here. And then this one is the largest size, and that's a 22 inch. That's how much fabric will fit between the bars that you can sew on. And then here are the intermediate sizes that I don't currently have fabric on. So the intermediate sizes are 15.7 inches. And then the 3rd size is 18.8 inches. So from smallest to largest, it goes 12.5, 15.7, 18.8, and 22 inches. So I love this frame so much that I got it in all the sizes so that I can use it in multiple projects. And then I only have 1 pair of the legs, and I just move those back and forth between the projects depending on which one I'm working on. So that's my scroll frame. It's the Arabesque frame, and it's from, what is this company called? I'll insert the company, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. But it's sold on Amazon. I think they also have an Etsy shop that you can buy from. And if I'm not mistaken, they also sell their own patterns and floor stands and just other stuff. So I'll link that down below. And if you have any questions about that frame, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. So let me put this away. So the next thing that I typically use in all of my projects is Q-snaps, which is pretty common. Everybody uses Q-snaps. The sizes that I only have 3 sizes. No. Yes. I only have 3 sizes of Q-snaps. I don't have a full arsenal of Q-snaps, but you know, that may change in the future. The largest size that I have is my 11 by 17, and that's the one that I have my Ophelia project on. And the reason, I know that these go up to 17 by 17 or even bigger, but because I just think that's too cumbersome and too much to work with without a good frame to hold it or stand to hold it, this is the 11 by 17 is the kind of the biggest that I want to work with. Any bigger than this and it's too heavy, because sometimes I don't always stitch where a frame is holding this. Sometimes I'll just hold the frame myself and then go do one-handed stitching, go from the back and from the front. And so in order to do that comfortably, anything bigger than an 11 by 17 is just too big. So I have the 11 by 17 with Ophelia on it, and then I have an 11 by 11 which has Frederick the cat, Frederick the Learned on it currently. And then my travel project, which is my Elegant Geisha, is on an 8 by 8. And I think these also go down to like a 6x6. And the good thing about Q-snaps is like you can mix and match the sizes based, like all the bars kind of come out and can be separated. So if I wanted to make like an 8x17, I could, you know, and use that almost like a scroll frame. But Q-snaps are easy because they're cheap, and you can get them anywhere. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them from the Q-snap company. You can get them at craft stores. You know, they're all over the place. And with the little clamps on the side, whenever they get kind of stretched out from constantly being pulled on and taken off and being padded with extra fabric, you can put them, I heard this from another YouTuber, I wish I remembered who told me this, but you can put them in the dishwasher, and as they dry, the heat will kind of tighten them up again to kind of give them new life. And then after a while, if they're still worn out, you can just replace, the Q-snap has it set up to where you can just replace the clamps by just purchasing the clamps instead of the actual frame. So that's really cool. That's just an easy way. When I was first starting to learn cross stitch, I think I started with the hoop and then like immediately moved to Q-snaps and never looked back. Okay, so next, I wanted to show you my stand that I use, my floor stand. Whenever I'm sitting on the couch and watching TV, if my arms are tired, or if I really want to use a two-handed sewing method, I'll use a floor stand to put my Q-snap projects in. And I bought this stand, let me back up. I'll start by saying I don't recommend this floor stand at all. I bought it at Hobby Lobby, which is a craft store in my area. And it was just like a cheap, I think it cost me 40 bucks, like a cheap frame that you can, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got like 4 little elbows that you can bend so you can move it to different levels. But because the way it's constructed is like the bolts that go through the elbows, they don't have an opening with the screw end, if that makes sense. Like they're just flat on the other side. So when you're attaching the part to tighten it, the screw will just spin with it. Like it won't, you can't stick a screwdriver in one end to hold it in place. It'll just keep spinning. So it's very difficult to get it tight enough that the position you put it in will stay in place. Eventually, what ends up happening is like it gets almost tired from holding the Q-snap, or from holding my projects with the Q-snaps in place, and it'll just start to wilt slowly and fall, and then I have to readjust everything. So it's a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can get it into frame here. So here. Here's what I'm talking about. Like the bolt will go through here and you can tighten it this way. But if you can see, there's no opening to put a screwdriver, like a Phillips head in, to hold it in place while you're tightening. And then slowly this part will just start like leaning. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. And then as you get towards the top, like only these 3 elbows have these handy dandy knobs on them to spin, and that makes it a little bit more comfortable, but still, like you can see the bolts have no openings to hold, so eventually they just start spinning in place too. But here's the head of it. I'm sorry, this is so awkward. This is like the head of it. So you spin these guys to grab a hold of your project and tighten it. And I have this like slip guard that I put on the 2 wood pieces because there was it wasn't keeping my project secure. The project itself would slowly start to just slip forward this way. So I needed something with some grip here to kind of hold it in place. And it's not the best answer. It's not the best option. It's a very like janky, cheap floor stand that just, I don't recommend it, but I mean, it does the job that I need it to do whenever I'm in a pinch. And so, but I am currently in the market for another floor stand. I'm just kind of shopping around to see what the best one is, because the good ones cost a pretty penny. So I want to make sure I'm getting something that's right for me before I invest the kind of money that most people do for a decent floor stand. So I'm not going to link that below because I don't recommend you get it. But if you're curious, I did get it at Hobby Lobby. So the next thing I wanted to show you was my OttLite, which is this bad boy right here. I have the 2-in-1 LED magnifier. When I'm sitting at my desk over here, I'll just put it over there and angle it towards the project. Whenever I'm stitching with two hands, my left hand is the one that's on top. So the OttLite usually sits over my right shoulder so that I can get to the project without my hand casting a shadow. And the reason why I do it with my left hand, I'm a right-handed person, but because my right hand is my dominant hand, that's the one that I can like trust to move and guide the needle underneath the project without me actually having to look at it. My left hand is the misfit, so that one's on top when I do my two-handed stitching. And when I'm here on the couch, I'll just angle it over my right shoulder while I'm watching TV. Fortunately, I'm at a place in my life where I don't need the magnifier yet. You know, knock on wood, that sticks around for a while, but it's there should I ever need it. And this particular model, it's called a 2-in-1 because you can make it a floor stand or a table stand. I don't want to use it as a table stand because the base is it's pretty sizable and it's heavy to keep it in place. And so I didn't want it to take up that much space on my desk over here. So I keep it as a floor stand, and it goes wherever I'm sitting, you know. And the extension cord on it is nice and long, so I can stretch it wherever I'm stitching. Next, I had questions about my needle minders. A friend of mine was commenting on the different needle minders that I was kind of previewing when I was showing my whip progress updates or from my whip parade. And so I wanted to, rather than collect them all off of my different projects because they're kind of spread out right now, I'm just going to insert some pictures and show you what they are and where I got them. So the first set is this one here, and this set I got from ChubbyUnicornCrafts. And let me just say, so my sense of humor is a little bit subversive, so there's some naughty language in the needle minders. If that offends you, I apologize. But they make me laugh when I see them, and they made me laugh when I saw them on Etsy, so that's why I got them. But anyways, this set came from ChubbyUnicornCrafts on Etsy. I have the Lady Cluck, which says F the patriarchy. If she looks vaguely familiar to you, it's because she's in the Disney animated film Robin Hood. Lady Cluck is Maid Marian's like lady in waiting, and she is super hardcore, and she like stabs the king in the butt with an arrow and does like a football montage running through giant rhinoceroses that are like the King's Guard. And it's just kind of, she's sassy, and so like the F the patriarchy is sort of perfect for her. And then I've got the rib cage with the flowers and the Life Was Okay coffin and the cat on the skull, as well as the cat wrapped in yarn. So I work, if you saw my introduction, you would have heard that I work in radiology. So the skeleton and bones is sort of like my bread and butter. It's how I pay my bills, so I'm super into bones. So I get a lot of skeletal decor, which I think is probably pretty macabre for some people, but for me, it's just like, hey, I like it. So that's why I have a lot of bone stuff. And then I have a black cat. His name is Hef. He's around here somewhere. So I also get a lot of black cat stuff. And if you saw my stash parade, you would have seen that I have a ton of cat stuff in my cross stitching stash. Just, I don't know what it is. I just ordered more actually. So next time I do an update, I'll show you my haul, which has cat stuff in it. So those are on projects right now. And then the next stash of needle minders that I wanted to show you is this one here. And this came from another Etsy shop. This came from BusyBeaverBoutique. And so this one has the llama. Now my llama actually has like a little yellow saddle. I don't know what that thing is on its back, but mine's yellow. And then I've got the Science Bitch beaker, and then the literal trash alien. And yes, literal is spelled incorrectly. I don't know if it's a play on words for like litter and literal, like trash is litter kind of thing, or if it's just spelled wrong. I don't know, but it's something that I say to my friends whenever I feel like I've blundered. I'm like, oh, I'm literal trash. So I saw that and I thought it was hilarious. And then I have the moon cat, who is super cute, and then I have the eat shit and die. So that one's really aggressive. There's several exclamation points, I know, but that's something that my family and I have said to each other just jokingly, or like whenever we're talking about somebody we don't like, we'll say eat shit and die. And so again, if you have delicate ears, or if cursing is not something you appreciate listening to, I apologize, but that's definitely my sense of humor. So those are my needle minders. I've gotten them all on Etsy. I used to have a set that I got from Amazon that was butterflies, and they all broke. So I don't recommend those. And then those two shops that I was telling you about, they have a ton of other ones. So go check them out. You can get needle minders anywhere on Etsy. A ton of shops sell them. Okay. So I also have these little scissors that I keep in each of my project bags that have an active whip in there. And I got, they're just little like embroidery nippers. And I got this set of 4 on Amazon. So I'll link that down below. They come in different colors and different shapes. But I mean, they're just the perfect little metal snips. And the reason why I liked them is because the point's really sharp. So if I needed to kind of use it as like if I needed to use them to kind of help pull threads out when I'm frogging, that's perfect. So that's what these are for. And I have one of these, or a set of these, and I have a ton of these little scissors everywhere, but I have a set of these in each of my project bags for my active whips. Also, let me just say that I don't have a tablet, so I don't work from electronic patterns. I have a hard copy of all my patterns, and I do just the old-fashioned method where I highlight as I go on paper, and then just get rid of my pattern when I'm done. So if it's a pattern that I think that I can give away to a friend, or that I think could be reused, I'll make a copy of the pattern and work from that instead of the original one. But I don't work electronically. So with all of my projects, I also have the hard copy of my pattern, as well as a highlighter to highlight as I go. And then usually most of my projects have 2 needle minders on it. One to hold the hard copy to the project itself, and then another one kind of on the opposite side, just for wherever it's more comfortable for me to place my needle when I'm done using it. So yeah, one day I might invest in a tablet. I might get some Pattern Keeper, because I know a lot of people swear by it, but I'm not quite there yet. So if you're a hard copy pattern user, like, no worries, because I am too, so we can be on each other's team. And then lastly, what I wanted to show you as far as my tools go is these little tin sliders that I use to hold my needles. Let me see them all in there. And I have one of these in each of my project bags as well, with extra needles. And there's a little magnet there in the bottom, which I guess you don't technically need, but I put a magnet in there to keep all my needles in one place. And I got a set of these little tin sliders from a shop on Etsy. I don't think she offers them anymore, but you can get, again, on Etsy, you can find these in a million different places if you just search like tin sliders or needle holders, or you get these things that come up. This is like 1 by 2 inches. And the set that I got has these different little like Asian inspired kind of paper prints that are metallic decoupaged on top. So I have a set of those in each of my project bags as well. So anyways, this is just kind of a short video to show you where I stitch and what kind of tools I'm using when I do my stitching, because somebody was asking me about it, and so I figured if one person has questions, then maybe more people do. I will try and link everything I talked about down below, but again, if you have any questions at all, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you pretty quickly. I waste a lot of time on YouTube, so I'm always around whenever people are commenting. The last thing I wanted to do is answer a question. So I had a question from a subscriber, Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. About my Cooler Design Studio Christmas Cuddle stocking. This one here. So she wanted to know if there was any beading in this stocking, because she said she's never beaded before, but she wanted to make a stocking, and so she was looking for something without it. And no, it does not have any beading in it whatsoever. It's just full coverage, and it's all full cross. There's a little bit of back stitch and I think some French knots, but other than that, yeah, just a couple. Other than that, it's just straight cross stitching. So this is a good one if you're in that same boat, if you wanted to do a Christmas stocking, but you didn't want to mess with beading. Cooler Design Studio has a ton of Christmas stockings, and as far, I can't say for sure, but as far as I can tell, most of them, or if not all of them, don't have any beading in it. So this is the next, by the way, this is kind of like a sneak peek, because this is the next project that I'm going to be starting on. I've already started working on kitting it up, getting all my supplies together. I'm not quite done yet. But I'm really close to a finish with my Elegant Geisha from my Dimensions kit. And so once that's done and I can have my 8x8 Q snapback, this is the next project that's going in it that I can travel with and get to work on. That's the one where in my stash video I said that I want to go ahead and get started pretty quickly so that hopefully I can have it done by the time Christmas comes around for 2022. So that's the plan. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Hopefully I'll be able to meet that goal. But yes, that's everything. That's all the questions that I got regarding my stuff. So if you have any more, just let me know. If you're no subscriber, welcome. Drop a comment down below, say hi. I'm happy you're here, and I want to say hi to you and say hi to everybody that I can. Also, just really quickly, I wanted to say that if you've come by my channel just kind of by happenstance, I also do videos alongside my Flosstube videos that I call Quilter's Corner, that is just dedicated to quilting. So those are the two needlecraft hobbies that I do. So if you are, I know there's a lot of crossover between those two hobbies, but I've been filming them separately. So if you're here for Flosstube, but you also have an interest in quilting, like you like quilting, you're just curious about it, or, you know, maybe that's your main hobby, go check out my other videos that are on my channel called Quilter's Corner. And I do stash videos and updates and the like, kind of just like I do with my Flosstube, but with my quilting content. So if that's something that you're interested in, go check those videos out. And yeah, I think that's everything. That's all I have in my notes. That's all I have off the top of my head. So that's all for now. I'm gonna go put all this stuff up and then probably sit right back down and start cross stitching again. And then my next video, I'll probably start spacing my videos out a little bit more because I've done my whip parade, I've showed you my stash, and now I've showed you my tools. And so the next video is just going to be an update on my works in progress and hopefully, you know, showing you a finish. So unless I get some other crazy idea or you guys have something you want me to film, I'm just going to start spacing them out a little bit more so I actually have time to make progress on my whips before the next update. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram at Pages and Stitches. That's Pages, the number 3 Stitches. It's the same as my YouTube handle. And I do post more projects there. It is a private account though, so if you found me on YouTube and you want to follow me on Instagram as well, just send me a request, and then if you want, send a little message saying like, hey, you know, are you starting on YouTube? I just want to follow your Instagram too. And then I'll be sure to accept you. It's just, the reason why I keep it private is because it's got personal photos on it too. And there's some creepy people that I don't want on my page for reasons. So, that's all I have for you today. I will see you guys again with an update on my works in progress. And until then, happy stitching, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. All right, see you later. Bye.